And today we're going to be talking about etiquette. Yeah, I was thinking, there's some things that, are vitally important that we should pass on from one generation to the next. And a lot of those things have gotten lost down the trail. And so that's what Women of Wisdom is here for, is to help pass on that vital knowledge that has been kind of lost, or we no longer pass it on like mothers used to pass on things to their daughter, and the daughter passed it on to their daughter, and now you don't see a lot of that anymore. So that's what Women of Wisdom is here for. Also, Women of Wisdom is here to help you grow in practical wisdom and build confidence, help you find out what that passion and that dream is in your heart, so you'll go ahead and pursue those things, and for you to know that you can do it, and it's not too late. Doesn't matter how old you are, it's not too late. Okay, so this time I got my tea time cup with me, and I made my own tea. So someone was telling me that they make their sun tea. Who is still making sun tea? And who knows how? I mean, it's real simple, but that's something that, let's not lose the joy of little things like that. All right? Tea time. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to talk a little bit about proper etiquette. Okay? When I was junior high, when I was in junior high, they used to have this class, what was it called? Home ec class. Well, in home ec class, they taught you a lot of the, proper etiquette, place matting and, stuff like that, or place setting, you know what I'm talking about, on a placemat. How about that? So we, who is still teaching that kind of stuff? Do anybody really know how to properly do a place setting? With my family, when my kids were young, it was really important to my husband that we sat as a family and ate dinner together. And so, it was important to me that, we have, proper setting. But I just recently went to an event. Somebody told me this one time. Now, a lot of times we don't know which one is the salad fork, okay? Come on now. You're out there with me. And someone told me one time, well, you don't really know what the salad fork is. Just, wait till somebody start eating before you, and whichever fork they pick up to eat their salad with, that's what you pick your And I was thinking, well, what if you don't see them, if they're across the table or something like that? What if you don't see them? So I went to this event, and I was thinking, oh my goodness, which one is the salad fork? And I tried the, well, let's see which one she used, and I didn't even see it. And so I said, well, let me find out for myself. And oh my goodness, there is wisdom in that right there. Let me find out for myself. Okay? Can we take a rabbit trail? Can we just kind of step off for a minute? You know what? It's so important that you know for yourself. Don't just always take face value what everybody else says, because you don't know where they got their information from. It's better for you to get it from the horse's mouth than to get it from he said, she said. Because anytime you do he said, she said, you're saying something and you don't even know if they're telling the truth or not. So then you could be lying, they're lying, and you could be lying. If you don't know, don't say it. You know, there is wisdom in saying, well, you know, I don't really know about that. I'm gonna have to find out about that instead of trying to act like we know something or something like that. Let's go try to find out for that. Is that sound good to you? Sound good to me. So that's what I did. I went and found out for myself. So I wanted to share with you tonight. Actually, this had kind of been on my heart for a little. I want to share this with you about place setting, so that you know we would know the proper way to set a place set. So I drew this out. I was actually going to set it up and carry you into my, you know, the place setting, but I said, well, let me just draw it because this is a little bit easier, okay? So don't be hating on me about my artwork, because I just kind of threw this together, okay? Especially you out there that are real artistic, okay? You can laugh about it all you want to, because I don't care about that. But this is the proper place setting. Can you see that? Look at where the salad fork is at. So now you know the smallest fork is the salad fork, okay? Above your forks, that is where your bread plate goes. So that's on the left side. So your forks go on the left side, and your spoons and your knife goes on the right side, and the cup above that. So that's the proper way for place setting, okay? Now you know when you get ready to go out to dinner and it's a formal type setting or a wedding or something like that, you know, the smallest fork is your salad fork, if that's what they're gonna serve. And there's other things that go along with that, but I was like, you know, right now, let's just learn which one is the salad fork, because I know a lot of people get a little confused about that one, okay? Let me share with you the nugget of wisdom for today, okay? Always be on your best behavior, because you never know who's watching you, okay? And you know that has a lot to do with proper etiquette. Yes, it does, because proper etiquette is all about showcasing good behavior and good, having good behavior and respect towards other people. It's about how you treat other people, okay? You know, and, you know, being proper. Now, some of us may know this and some of you may not know this. But, you know, even the proper way to sit for a female is to cross your legs at the ankle. It's not to cross your legs at the knee. And it certainly is not sitting with, you know, gap open. But to cross your legs at the ankle is the proper way for a female to sit. And so it's, you know, we're not teaching these type of things anymore. You know, like back in the day, you know, this stuff was handed down from generation to generation. And you know, it really does make a difference. These things make a difference because you just never know what opportunity is before you. And every action that we take has benefits or consequences. And so we want our actions to bring forth benefits. And so I got a couple of stories I want to share with you about, you know, just really being on our best behavior in public. And I remember my stepmother, she was sharing this with me, but she was driving and she got stopped by the police. And she got, you know, pulled over. She was upset about it. She got a ticket. And then she just, you know, skirted off, you know, out of anger and everything. And the police officer stopped her again. And I think, you know, I think she got like 2, 3 tickets within 2 blocks. You know what I'm saying? And so when she went to court, she had to get on the elevator, and there was another gentleman on the elevator. And, you know, they were just talking, and she was complaining about these tickets that she got and, you know, how, you know, she felt about how the police officer had treated her. I mean, she was in the wrong, okay? You can't make that right. So, but she was trying to make it right in her own mind, but she was complaining about this. Well, come to find out, yes, she went to court, and the same person she was talking to in the elevator was the judge. So, you know, you just never know. And so when we're in the public eye, you know, we need to be on our best behavior. We need to know how to act right. We need to know how to talk right. These are proper etiquettes. It has nothing to do with, you know, the color of your skin. You know, you can learn these things. You know, there's just something that is just straight across the board. I mean, like wisdom. Take wisdom, for instance. You know, we teach practical wisdom. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about practical wisdom, you know, to build confidence in you and things like that. Find out who you are, things like that. But let's take wisdom, for instance. You know, across the board, wisdom does not get its definition based off of your background, your skin color, your religious beliefs. Wisdom is straight across the board, okay? So there are some things that are just practical. You know, it's just a proper way to do life. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, if you want to be promoted in life, you have to display yourself in a way that's promotional. You know, think about this. If you had a business and you was running a business, who would you hire? Would you hire somebody that does not represent your company properly? Or would you just hire somebody that would, you know, run and scare your customers away? Well, wisdom would tell you, you know, to hire people that know how to act properly. Am I right about that? So it's important how we behave in public. Okay, now, you know, I said that you just never know who's watching you. One time, me and my husband, we was just, we kind of just like, I like watching people anyway. I like psychology. I like, just people's behavior is interesting to me, how people behave. And so we were just sitting in the parking lot at the grocery store, and we were just kind of sitting there and just talking amongst ourselves, and we were just watching people go in the store and come out. And one of the persons that went in, we saw somebody else watching them, and we was thinking, we're watching them watch somebody else, and somebody's watching them watch somebody else. You never know who's watching you. And oh my goodness, I know that those that are parents, you know exactly what I'm saying, because your kids, they watch you and they pay attention to you, and sometimes you don't even realize that they're watching you, and you say things and do things, and then they mimic you, and it's like, oh man, I didn't want them to pick that up, but yet, we're doing this in front of them. And so it's really, really important how we behave. And you know what? One generation to the next generation, we are passing on something. Because even if you don't even have kids, or you never had kids, there is somebody that still admire you, and that's watching you. With myself, if you've heard some of my previous stories, you know that, I was raised by my dad majority of my childhood, because my mom passed away when I was 11 months. So, you know what? How I learned a lot of things? By observation. After making, mistakes and trying to figure it out on my own, and being, hard-headed at times, and doing life the hard way, I wised up, and I was like, no, I am not living this life. It is too much hardship, and it's not necessary. Some of the stuff is unnecessary. You do not have to live like that. It's all about that stubbornness. Like I've said before, you got to put it in the right place. Stubborn's got to be in the right place. Be stubborn about doing what's right. That's the key. And so because of that, I would, watch, other women, do certain things, even just practical stuff around their houses and stuff like that, And I thought, oh, okay, I'm going to do that, And it's not even about, oh, she did that, I'm going to do that. It's not like that. It's learning. And I'm a learner. I love to learn. I'm a learner. And so, we all should like to learn anyway, because that's how you grow. But it's in my nature to search things out and learn and stuff like that. I just really like doing that. But that was how I learned, by watching other people and stuff. And so you really have to be careful about what you say and what you do. Most parents want their kids to turn out right. Most parents do. It's just really, we haven't been taught. And so if you haven't been taught, how can you teach somebody else something that you don't know yourself? And so that's the reason why it's important that, we learn these things, right? Wouldn't you agree with that? And so that we can pass on to the next generation a proper etiquette, how to act right in public, how to advance in life, how to have the right life, a good life. Nobody really wants to see their kids suffer through life. And let me tell you something that I've heard people say. Well, it's good that they, struggle a little bit, it'll help them, appreciate what they have, That is a myth, okay? That does not apply for everybody. No. People don't have to struggle just to appreciate stuff. That is not true. So, you know what? Kids, they appreciate boundaries. Kids like boundaries. They like to be told, where their boundaries are. I had a position one time, and no one really, they didn't really give me the instructions or policies or guidelines and stuff like. And you got to figure that stuff out your own self. That's difficult, and you don't even know what they're expecting of you. And so that's kind of hard to try to have to figure that out. How much more is it harder for kids to have to try to figure that out when they're just learning life anyway? And so it's better to teach people, their boundaries. And I don't know how come I got off on that. But it was good anyway, right? Okay. So anyway, we're talking about having proper etiquette. And it's not, we did the place setting thing. So we'll know the smaller fork is a salad fork. So that we was talking about that because a lot of us don't always know that when we go out. Okay, so the other thing is proper etiquette is all about actions. Taking the right actions, being respectful towards other people. So, how can you expect people to be respectful towards other people if they don't respect themselves? Are we looking for more than what we should in that person? That's really the reason why we need to share our wisdom. We need to share the things that we know. And don't be afraid and think, well, some people think, well, I don't have wisdom like that. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. If you think about what you do before you do it, that will give you wisdom. And not just, what I mean by that is look at things from different perspectives and then figure out, okay, which one gives me the best results. See, if you jump out and just do stuff without thinking about it, you're not going to find you are not going to find wisdom in that. I'm here to tell you, because I have been presumptuous and being what they call a choleric. And I've shared with you my my book about, by Tim LaHaye, Why You Act the Way You Do. I shared this book with you once before, and I was telling you about the different temperaments. Well, in my temperament, which they call it choleric, you jump out too quick, you know. And so I've learned that, you know, do not do that. Do not jump out, you know, before you think things through. So I'm looking this up so I can share this with you. But that was one of my okay, let me share this with you. Okay, I've shared this before, but just the choleric alone, okay, are strong-willed people, okay? They're independent, okay, but look on the other side. They can be cold and unemotional and impetuous. That's the one I was looking for, you know, just kind of jumping out there without thinking things through. Oh, no wisdom in that at all. Even, you know, even sometimes we get ideas and we think, oh, this is a really good idea. And then we jump out doing this idea and we don't even think it through. And so, you know, if we think things through, you know, just like we're talking about, you know, proper etiquette has everything to do with how you act. You got to think about things before you do them, even in a heated moment. And that takes maturity. In a heated moment, when you're worked up and hot about stuff, oh, you got to do the breathing method. Take a moment, breathe, and calm yourself down before you do anything, you know. And so don't be hot-headed and hot-tempered. And if you are hot-headed and hot-tempered, then what you need to do is you need to work on that. Temper it. Yes, bring it under control and work on that. Never will find any wisdom in that. And see, even when we act like that, somebody's watching us. So the nugget, the wisdom nugget for today, always be on your best behavior because you never know who's watching you. Now, you know that's true, and you know that's right. So let's take a tea time break. Tea time. Yes. So you know what? I want to start hearing from you. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to know what your thoughts and what's your wisdom. You know, one person doesn't have it all. But you know, we need to start sharing these things. We need to, you know, let our voices be heard and bring forth wisdom to other women and the next generation. Let's not let the vital knowledge of yesteryears be buried in the grave. We need to be transferring this vital information, this vital knowledge, you know, on to the next generation, and even instilling it in the women that, you know, should know. You know, I want to share this with you because, and then we're going to wrap up. But I want to share this with you because this has been on my mind as well. And a lot of times, you know, we criticize other people for things that they don't know. And we don't realize that a lot of times they haven't been taught. But yet we criticize those things. You know, there was a lot of stuff that I didn't know. And I can remember, you know, people criticizing, you know, me for not knowing, but yet they were not willing to teach me. They didn't even know whether or not didn't even consider that there was a possibility that she may be doing this because she don't know no better. And you know, that ought to be our first thoughts before we start criticizing people. We need to start helping people. And that is important. And, you know, we change society, you know, one decision at a time. And what we decide to do or what we decide not to do, it affects other people. I don't know where people came up with this idea that, you know, what somebody else does, it don't affect me. Actually, it does affect you, because everything that we decide to do affects somebody. I affect somebody, they affect somebody, they affect somebody. You know, somebody teased a young man. He was a boy. Somebody criticized him and mistreated him. And because of the ridicule and persecution that this young man was under, he lost his mind and went into a school and started shooting up kids. Now, he didn't just dream that up on his own. He was affected by somebody. Somebody did that. And so it affected him, and then somebody lost his life behind that. So don't tell me that what we do don't affect other people. Be careful about how you display yourself in public. Proper etiquette is important. It can demote you or promote you. All right? So that's what I wanted to share with you today. And also that Women of Wisdom is having a workshop called Incomparable Beauty, which is going to be August the 28th on Friday and Saturday. If you go to Women of Wisdom, inc.org and register, the tickets are $25 in advance and $30 at the door. You know what? We need some time to spend together. We need some time to laugh. We need some time to, you know, just be who we are. And we got some phenomenal people that's going to be sharing their wisdom with us. And you know what? The thing is, we want you also to share your wisdom. We're looking for people right here where we live. You know, we can use our own people. We don't have to go and, you know, get somebody from out of town. We got a lot of women right here that are doing great things, that can share their wisdom with each other, with all of us, so that we can become a better society of women and live a better life. How about that? So that's what we're here for, okay? All right, well, this is Dorarena with Tuesday Tea Time. I'm out. I love you, and remember, walk in wisdom.